Got started. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy with Harmony Patching, and we are going to go through our top questions that we get asked routinely. And I hope that you're going to find answers to maybe questions. I really feel with this product, because the company really cannot advertise and give us a lot of insight, they have to be a little guarded in what they tell us because of our structure in our country with healthcare. And so we learn from each other. And then at the end, I'm going to open it up. If I didn't hit one of your questions, please jot down what you want to get answered. I'm hoping I'm going to cover it, but if not, we're going to get everyone's questions satisfied tonight. So we want to help you get the most out of these patches, because when you know what we know and when you see the miracles that we get to see every day, it's pretty great. And they're very simplistic. And they really are not complex, but I think we can make them complex and we can overcomplicate things. I am the queen of that, I'll tell you. But I just want these to be helpful for your wellness journey. So, our disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not going to be diagnosing or treating. We're simply sharing information and what others have experienced as well. We always want you working with your healthcare professionals to monitor your biomarkers. So that's like blood pressure, heart rate, blood sugar, etc. Because many of us find these things start improving and then maybe we become over medicated. I was one of those people. 4.5 months in, my thyroid regenerated. All of my menopause symptoms came back that these patches had taken away, and I was in crisis. And I went to my medical doctor and told him, these are not working for me. I don't know what's going on with my body. And he laughed, and I had educated him on these patches and I had given him some, and he did research. And he laughed at me and he said, no, those patches are working for you. I believe your thyroid is regenerated. I think you're over medicated on your levothyroxine. Now, I was told I'd use that the rest of my life. I didn't know it was possible to get off of that, but lo and behold, yep, we weaned off after we did the blood work, and that was 2.5 years ago. I have not needed that medication. And actually, I don't use any medications now. I'm really down to Celergize patches and water. That's pretty cool. How do the patches work? So what this is phototherapy. So think of when you go out in that sunshine and it hits your skin, it is sending messaging through your skin into your body that tells your body to make vitamin D3. It's not the sunshine making it. The sunshine is signaling, right? It's just telling the body, okay, you're getting it. Here it is. Soak it up. And what it's doing is it's reflecting a specific wavelength of light into the body. And there are no chemicals or drugs that are being admitted into our body. This is light, pure and simple, clean, beautiful light. These are called non-transdermal patches, meaning that nothing is entering your bloodstream or going into your body. So it's very different than a nicotine patch, a hormone patch, a vitamin patch. Those are called transdermal patches, which means things do go through your skin. They do put chemicals into the body and the bloodstream. So the beautiful thing is when you are using light, you don't have to worry about meds. I never have to ask somebody what prescriptions they're on and be worried that they're going to have a side effect, a reaction, right? There's zero reactions to this because nothing goes in the body. And another question, where should I place the patches? So when we receive our patches in the mail, and they come in these beautiful little packs here, you get a little booklet. And I meant to grab one, just a second. I have it right over here. So I want to show you. Okay. Just happened to grab the ice label. So this is a little book that you get with every time you order these patches. If you go to the very last page, and you'll notice these are in lots of languages, right? Because they're all over the world. Hardly anywhere here in America. So wrong. But anyway, this is going to give you some nice options of where to place these. Keep in mind what they show in the booklet here, based on FDA guidelines, they had to do clinical trials in these positions. Here's the reality. We have blood throughout our body and we have cells everywhere. There's no wrong place to put these, but they're just giving you optimum based on Chinese acupressure placement points. If you go to our harmonypatching.com website, we have developed an entire section to simplify this for you. There's videos. IceWave is the most, I wouldn't say complicated, but it takes a little bit of trial and error to figure out where we need to block the nerve pain communication corridor for you. Everybody is wired differently. So if you go to that website, I think you're going to find a lot of helpful tools. And let's see. Next up. Oh, also, all these patches have double-blind placebo-controlled studies, and that is why they are publicizing these in the little booklets you get. And we do have some specific placements. And on our website, we put together some of our favorites, like a gut regeneration system if you have digestive issues. If you would like a little less fluff, you want a little flatter tummy. It's not about the cosmetic side. It's nothing like, this weight loss industry hype that's out there. This is about cellular health. This is about the health of your body first and foremost. The byproduct, though, when we get our gut in balance, sometimes the weight falls off. For me, in 1 month of wearing 4 patches on my stomach, I lost 7 pounds. I didn't have a whole lot of weight to lose, but I lost 17 inches because that inflammation, that's water retention, that's swelling, and that's heavy. It goes away. But there's also a term called heavy metals, right? So, heavy metals are heavy. So as we detoxify the body, we start getting those metals out, we tend to lighten up. So check out harmonypatching.com and go look at some of these recommendations. So let's see. When we are using the patches, we are elevating peptides. There's a lot out there right now in the media about peptides. Peptides can be collagen and carnosine and melatonin, and there's all different types of them. But what they are is they are chains of proteins and amino acids. So you need to have those good building block tools in your body, or drink cellular. It's going to help you with that. And that is the building block of the body. And they're everywhere throughout your body. So X39 brings back the peptide called GHK copper peptide. That peptide was discovered over 50 years ago by Lauren Picard, a very genius scientist who really deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. David Schmidt is very fortunate to get to work off of his studies. Sadly, Lauren has passed away. David and his wife are friends. And David got a lot of incredibly invaluable scientific information that has allowed him to figure out how to bring that back in the body, and does amazing things. So the key to where you want to place these patches, though, is you do not want to leave them in this package. You need them on your body. So make sure you are patching and be consistent. That is a high recommendation. And you'll be amazed what happens with consistency. You don't feel these things because it's cellular change, and we don't feel cells. We feel the symptoms when the cells have failed and things aren't working right? So just keep the faith, keep on it going, and you're going to have a result. And then another question we get a lot is, how long do I wear them? 12 hours on for activation and rejuvenation, and 12 hours off to give your body rest. Your body is working when it's using the light to make change in the body at the cellular level. So think of circadian rhythm, right? Day, 12 hours, night, 12 hours. Same is true for each individual patch. So just keep in mind, X39 has its own 12 hours, E on its own. You can combine these. And of course, we are occasionally going to have errors because we're humans. And I do this all the time. When there's a night and I cannot fall asleep, I'll start feeling around my body. Oh, where did I put the X39? I usually wear mine below my belly button. I have a lot of digestive issues and female issues always in my family history, and fast growing cells of that area. So I wear my X39 there. But if your problem is more core, upper body, cardiovascular, brain, wearing it on the back of your neck is fantastic. That's your number one blood flow in your body. So what you want to do is, after you've worn that patch, take it off, throw it away. The next day, put on a new fresh patch. And then again, giving your body a 12-hour break. Now, the caveat to those, some people will ask, can we reuse these patches? They really are designed for single use. And the caveat to that, though, is when you take off, say, your X39, you can put that on a pet or a plant. If you want beautiful house plants in the winter, put your used patches on them and watch what they do. It's really fun. But they've been using these on racehorses for years to regenerate, a torn ligament, tendon. They don't want to put an expensive horse out to pasture. So these horse trainers started putting their own patches on them. And even that big giant horse gets results because it is frequency. It's a reflection of light. And if you know how this patch works, it's a crystal lattice structure that is reflective. So think of a mirror where you put these patches on, we're reflecting our own light back into the body. These are body heat activated, reflecting our own, they call it bioluminescence, but that's the light that you see on like Navy SEALs or, people out in the forest, night vision goggles, right? It looks like a piece of gauze in the middle. Molecules are really sandwiched between two polymer shells to protect that crystal structure. So there is a nanocrystal structure, and it can break down with heat or movement in the body. So, if you put it below your stomach like I do, and I'm bending over and I'm sweating, there's not a lot of energy at the end of the day left in that patch. I still put them on my dog. In fact, I just started again and she's been drinking this water, my light water, and she's had cataracts developing. And I'm noticing her cataracts are going away on the outer right sides of her eyes. That's pretty cool. And anyway, it costs you nothing to help put these on your dogs. And your body needs a 12-hour break from that light, as we were talking. So the next question we get a lot is, are these safe? And I have so many people, and I just, it breaks my heart when they say, I can't wear these until I check with my doctor. And I think, oh my goodness, that is like asking your plumber to go drive a rocket ship, right? They're just not trained. This is technology. They don't know about it. You can ask them. And I just think, maybe you need to educate your doctor on what this is rather than asking them. But incredibly safe. Again, like I said, nothing going in the bloodstream, 90 clinical trials done all over the world. And we would have to report if there were any adverse effects in those clinical trials. And there were zero. No contraindications, no side effects, because it's a reflection of light, right? And I don't know too many products on the market that you can give that claim that there, are no side effects, nothing out there. Again, non-transdermal. So another question we get a lot, what benefits can I expect? Well, our reported benefits that we are able to say on a recording are more high level. So you're going to read between the lines here with me, okay? So our basics, everybody is going to experience improved energy. I haven't heard a person yet who told me their energy did not go up. Pain reduction, faster wound healing, better quality of sleep, cognitive improvements, clarity in brain, uh, brain fog reduction. That was huge for me. Gee whiz, in 3 weeks, my brain came back. I thought I had Alzheimer's because of menopause. And the words came back, and I I just it was life-changing, and I cried. I was so happy. I was so elated because I thought I was going to end up in a home. Improve skin. I mean, to me, that's surface stuff. That's not as important as, how is my colon? How's my heart? Those things really matter to me, but it's pretty cool when people ask you, did you get a facelift? Because I'm a sun worshiper and I'm turning 60. So, elevated physical performance, and we do have a lot of celebrity athletes that use these. Most notice something in about 3 to 6 weeks. Some people are one patch wonders. I was one of them. My husband was one of them. We were lucky though. And most people, you just don't know. Everybody is wired differently, but most start to notice things over time as the peptides start compounding and making change at the cellular level. And your results are going to multiply based on your consistency of patching, but our results are always going to vary because everyone's different mentally, emotionally, physically, genetically. What did you inherit from your ancestors, right? No one can tell you exactly what you will expect, but we can give you really nice guidelines. And everyone has a different environment in the body too. And remember, this is not a drug. So we are not manipulating numbers. We're not giving you marketing hype. This is natural. This is your body reacting. And you're going to be on here one of these nights. I know you will. Come on and share your testimony. At least we hope you will. That's why we love to do what we do. And this is much different than a pill because the patches and systems in the body respond to the patch addressing the root cause of your problem. So we're not masking things with, temporary fixes. We are fixing it at the root cause. And that's a game changer. And over time, the body is programmed to do exactly that. So, a next popular question, how fast will I see results? And like I said, some of us are one patch wonders, but most of us are going to need closer to 90 days. And when you go see a doctor or a naturopath and they prescribe something new, they always say, come back and see me in 90 days. Magic, right? Well, it takes 90 days to make a new cell. So they typically don't want you coming back in a week because you're not going to see anything different, right? They don't want to see you in a month. They're usually 3 or 4 months out before they want to see you again, right? And it takes time to get enough of your cells regenerating to make noticeable changes where you can notice it. But you're going to have things that change that you don't notice. I had a bunion on my left foot that was so painful because I grew up in ice skates and ski boots. I had my right foot bunion surgically removed 7 years prior, swore I'd never do that. I was going to live with that bunion until I died. I was never going through that painful surgery again. I lived in a recliner for 2 months. But my bunion disappeared. It happened so gradually, though, I didn't know it until a friend asked me, do you think those patches would help my bunion? Because they want to do that yucky surgery like you had. And I was like, bunion? Oh, I haven't had pain now, come to think of it. I take off my shoe, I look, the bunion's gone. I didn't even notice that. So these are the things I'm just preparing you, be on the lookout for. Here's the reality. Our bodies were designed to heal themselves with Mother Nature's process, and we were born with time, and we weren't born with time clocks, excuse me. So I can't give you an exact timeline, but just realize that we begin losing collagen at age 18. We lose 1% a year every single year. So, when we get in late 40s, 50s, we start to see sagging and gray hair and all this. But collagen is a peptide. It's just not for pretty hair and skin. It's about bringing back joints, soft tissues, ligaments, tendons, cartilage. And I didn't realize that collagen really is the matrix of our body. It is the building block of everything in our body. Did you know our organs, so heart, brain, kidney, even our eyes, they're all made from collagen. So the more collagen you have in your body, the healthier, the more supple and fluffy. Don't we all want a pretty, fluffy, moist brain instead of a dried out raisin? So that's a really good one. Why I just love that Alavita patch so much. But I did not realize this company is, well, I must have been sleeping in health class. I don't know. But did you know that bone is just mineralized collagen? I didn't know that. And we have a patch that will actually bring back and help strengthen weak bones and bone loss. It's called X49. This is the sister patch to X40, X39. But collagen doesn't even really begin to kick in until around 90 days of patching. It's a complex peptide that needs a lot of protein in the body and certain right conditions to bring it back. But I'm telling you what, in 3 weeks, I could feel a difference in my skin. My dried out skin was hydrated and soft. So be patient with your body as the light reflection addresses things you may not even know you have. And I've had some people with the attitude that if they don't see results in 90 days, they're out of here. They're quitting. These things are bogus. And I'm like, well, that's okay. That's your choice. But you're not even beginning to get new collagen until the point of 90 days. So that's kind of a shame because maybe the best breakthrough was going to happen in, day 95, 99. I don't know. But anyway, and if you think you developed your issue overnight and it's going to go away overnight, I think you're wrong because cardiovascular decline is a slow process. Blood sugar, slow. Joint pain, unless you're in a car accident, of course, or some sports injury, these things take time to break apart. They take time to put back together, and just be patient. And again, we are bringing back our own stuff. collagen, melatonin, master repair cells. They aren't somebody else's. These are our own. And when it comes back, you can see increased mobility, flexibility, pain reduction, digestive system changes are huge. Metabolism, hair, skin, nails, and the longer you patch, the more you are going to see change. It's around month 12 that the regenerative phase kicks in. We call that age reversal, and it is real. It's not only on Star Trek telling you when you see pictures of people in this company, it's real. And I just keep learning so much from this company. I'm so thankful. Okay, another common question. Can I use patches with medications or medical devices? Absolutely. There is nothing entering the body with these patches. So it's not going to interact with any rods, screws, pacemakers, shunts, replacement joints, any of that. Unless it's an organ that you were not born with. So a transplant. We just don't have medical studies that validate the safety of that. So you're going to have to decide on your own, and I'd encourage you to do your own research. And I think we have somebody on this call tonight who happens to be a retired doctor with one of those transplants, and it just keeps getting better for him. But mind you, he's had that transplant for a very long time. He is a doctor. He has done the studies. So if any of you want his contact, he's a great guy and he loves to share. I can get you in touch. But if you have a pig valve, a bovine valve, you're going to be perfectly fine. That is not a quote unquote transplant. That's just a little piece of a part of your body that they borrowed from somewhere to, replace yours. So, do I need to drink water? Ha! Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hydration is essential for optimized results with the patches because a dehydrated body is in crisis. I told you about the fluffy brain with a lot of collagen and water, right? The dried up raisin is a brain in distress, and that's just not good. And so many of our older folks, they don't have health problems. They're dehydrated. And a lot of people don't understand how much water they really should be drinking. But if you take your weight convert it into ounces, divide that in half, that's how much you should drink. So, sometimes I ask people, do you drink a lot of water? And they'll say, oh, yeah, I drink, gosh, probably 8 glasses a day. And I ask, how many ounces do you think that is? And, oh, 64. That's a lot. And I said, oh, well, then you must weigh about 120 pounds, right? Oh, no, I'm 220. Well, then you're way underhydrating your body. So, then it gets more complicated because if you drink coffee, caffeinated drinks, alcohol, you're even more dehydrated because those are diuretics. It's pulling the water out of your body, and that's not helpful to cellular repair. So, water is the key. If you don't like the taste of water, add lemon, mint, cucumber. A pinch of Celtic sea salt brings in the electrolyte component so that your cells will pull the water in. Salts are really important in health. But herbal tea counts, don't microwave your water, boil your water on the stove. But there's lots of good foods out there too. Honeydew, watermelon, celery, those are all hydrating. Now, another common question is, can we wear multiple patches at the same time? Oh, yes, absolutely. And in the beginning, we really encouraging you to use X39 and Eon together, like we talked in our previous session tonight. Those two go together because the Eon is pulling inflammation out of the body. That allows those dormant repair cells to flourish and not get eaten by inflammation. So, yes, absolutely. And if you don't sleep well, use that Eon at night rather than in the daytime. Daytime, it's calming. Again, happy patch puts the body into rest and digest rather than fight or flight. But when you wear, I've had some people, especially those people that are in critical life state situations, fast growing cells, and doctors tell them there's no hope. And they'll ask me, should I wear like 3 or 4 of those X39s? You sure could. It wouldn't hurt you. But the reality is that incremental patch only boosts about a 25% um, extra result. So, it comes down to the economics. I'm a thrifty girl. So I just think the one a day is great. The body knows what it's doing. And another question, do the patches deliver any ingredients into the body? Not at all. Non-transdermal, you don't have to worry about that. People ask, what's the difference between X39 and X49? So X49 was the last patch that David Schmidt, the owner inventor, created, and it took him a long time in the lab to bring back another peptide in the body. It's the sister to the X39. We talk a lot about GHK copper peptide and how absolutely transformative that is for regeneration of the body. That GHK copper peptide is systemic in the body, meaning it's in your bloodstream and it goes everywhere. And it brings back those master repair cells. And again, we can't always direct them. If your goal is bone on bone knee relief, go ahead and put them around the knee. Maybe those repair cells will stop there first and work on it. Helped my mom a lot. But there's no guarantee because they're really intelligent. They're going to go to where you have crisis, right? But that is 80% of the sales in this company is that X39 because it's so transformative. But if you want to work on other things like EMF protection of your body, of your brain, of your cells, because we all live on these cell phones, right? 5G is very damaging to the body. That's what X49 was developed for by David. He gets into clinical trials and he starts realizing, gee, this has brought back the other peptide called AHK copper peptide. It also is bringing back dormant repair master cells, but it is not systemic. It's more focused in certain areas. The number one thing it does is it boosts metabolism and it builds lean muscle. So he started noticing some old chubby folks in clinical trials getting hot bodies. And that is why it helps also regeneration of organs and things with oxygenation. So heart and brain are two of the first organs that get a big boost from that patch. It also works on bone density to reduce bone loss and fill in weak bones. My mom went to her periodontal appointment and they were measuring her pockets and they were shocked, like, gee, your pockets are filling in. Well, that was that patch bringing that stuff back. How cool is that? But again, building lean muscle mass, it's not just about looking hot in a bathing suit. This is mobility as you get older. This is core strength. This is walking up and down stairs, being able to go up a ladder, things that are important. And if you like to travel and you want to walk around, put those two together on your body, you're going to be happy with them. So again, works synergistically with X39. It just takes everything to the next level. And David always says, if you only can afford one patch, X39 is the patch. But if you want that, what the athletes are using right now is the combination of X39, X49. And it massive improvements in clinical trials are seeing pulse rate, improved grip strength, endurance, on and on and on. So our next question, are LifeWave patches FDA approved? And I am here to tell you, yes, absolutely. It's patented. This government would not give this company a patent and multiple of them. He has close to 200 patents now, if it didn't work. But the category that they put this product in is the wellness category. And that is because it's not a drug. The FDA approves plenty of drugs that they say are good. But guess what? Years down the road, they learn, gee, we made a mistake. Now we're going to give all of this money back to these people. And now we have all of these claims because people's lives were shortened, right? So I don't know. How important is that FDA approval? I don't care. Hill of beans about it. My body is what I listen to. But we are the only source outside in this world learning about these because there's no or educating our medical professionals because there's no pharmaceutical reps because we're not in the pharmaceutical category, right? We aren't a drug. Can children wear a patch? So the industry as a whole never does clinical trials and testing on children. The FDA is very cautious and diligent looking for companies who will make claims on children, pregnant women, nursing mothers. They're looking for that. So this company is going to stay far away, right? They are not going there. The entering the lion's den. So the decision ultimately is up to you of what you feed your child, what you give your child, and how you want to help support their body. But given the nature of this product being a reflection of light, nothing goes into the body or the bloodstream, and it's very different from a medication, a supplement, or a pharmaceutical, right? And I heard a doctor answer a question of a mom who said, can my kids wear this? And the doctor asked her, do you let your kids go outside and play outdoors in the sunshine? And the mom was like, well, of course. And the doctor said, well, you answered your own question. The doctor didn't answer the question, right? And then I heard another doctor ask that question. And that response was, well, I'll just say that a McDonald's Happy Meal would be far more detrimental to your child's health and young body that's trying to grow and needs nutrients than putting this patch on. So again, you make that choice yourself. And but I tell you what, if I'd had these when my kiddos were growing up, they would have been wearing them. So can I wear the patches while I'm sweating? Yeah, you absolutely can. Here's our advice. We want you to place these on dry, clean skin. So like say you get out of the shower, that's my routine. I get out of the shower, I pop my patches on, then I put my lotion on after. Do not put lotion on first. And you can put your lotion, right over top. Not going to hurt them. But once your skin, say you were, going to do a big jog and you're profusely sweating in the hot summer heat, those patches could potentially slide off. If you know you're going to go do that run, put the patches on your t-shirt, like the back of the t-shirt, put them in your ball cap, put them in your shoe. They work. They don't have to be on your skin. They work within 3 inches of the skin because they're heat activated. Our body heat activates these. And I have a lot of people though that wear them in their hot tubs and go swimming. And Michael Phelps wore these in the Olympics, gave him competitive advantage, and he won all those medals. So yeah, they do stay on, but the key is clean, dry skin when you put them on. So are there clinical studies behind these patches? Yeah, extensive. And we have a whole section on our harmonypatching.com with over 90 clinical trials conducted worldwide. And they are blind placebo studies that are done by independent study labs. This is not company generated marketing hype. This is the real stuff because David, our inventor, he wants to know that it's all, doing what he thinks it is. And he learns so much from every one of these studies. He's pleasantly surprised. And then the last one I'm going to leave you with is, why don't I feel anything? We do not feel cellular change. Can anybody tell me right now, how does your pancreas feel? How does your brain feel? Well, maybe the brain, we do feel a little bit, but tell me about your melatonin. What did it feel like today? You don't feel those things, right? What we feel are symptoms. So, and those symptoms are often because complex issues have broken down in the body. And those things take time for the breakdown to occur, right? But you just don't feel the symptoms repairing. It's slow. It's a tiny little baby step every day, a little more, a little more, a little more, until you have a breakthrough. Aha, wow, my bunion's gone, right? That's how this works. And sometimes we have folks that maybe don't have the most balanced diet. And maybe, I don't know, they aren't having the right minerals. They are lacking electrolytes. Like I said, that salt is critically important. The right salt and pink Himalayan salt or real salt out of, I think it's the Great Salt Lake is where that one comes from. I think the brand is Redmond. Um, there are different salts on the market, but I really encourage you to get those or order cellular dyes. Then you don't have to worry about it. You don't think about it. You drink your electrolytes, you get your minerals, all your vitamins, done. And you feel great and you have energy all day long too. So that cellular dyes was developed as a foundational building block for the body. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I'm going to go ahead and end our recording. And again, we're here on Monday and Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'd love to have you join us.